Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today we are sharing, or I am sharing with you my Sephora haul. Yep, this is the small bag. This is not even the big bag. I didn't go ham. I stuck to what I absolutely wanted, what was on my list, and I do a try on haul today. And I threw in some other new drugstore makeup as well. So definitely stay tuned for that here in this video. Firstly though, before I move on, thank you. We have hit 1,000 subscribers and I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank you enough again for all of the love, for all of the support that you give me. I want you to know that I realize that I would not have ever hit that goal if it wasn't for you. So just thank you so much. I'm so excited. This was a this was a long-time dream of mine, a long-term dream of mine. I started my channel at the end of 2019. I had just left a job and I had always had a hunch to kind of start a YouTube channel. So I thought, you know what? I'm not working while I wait for another job. I might as well start my channel. So I decided, I took the first step forward and I started my channel, and I'm so glad that I did. It has seriously been such a blessing for me. I love that I have this community. I love that I have you all, my subscribers. I love that I can chat with you in the comments and talk to you about makeup and just have so much fun on my channel. I love the people that I have met. I have met some really, really great people here on this platform, whether that be, you know, YouTubers that I watch or YouTubers that have now become my friends. And I'm so blessed for that. I think the most important thing is this is my creative outlet. This is a way that I can come on here and chat about makeup. I love makeup so much. I am seriously makeup obsessed. I'm sure you guys know this about me, and I don't have someone like that in my life. My sister is very close, very, very close, but still she is not on the level that I am. And so because of that, that was really the reason that I decided to start my channel. And I just cannot thank you all enough for the support, for the love, for liking my videos, for commenting on my videos, for sharing my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. And for my family that's watching, maybe my sister is watching, I just want to thank you for always believing in me and always just pushing me to continue just posting videos. I thank my husband for pushing me again for posting videos. And there were so many times that I wanted to give up. There were so many times that I didn't feel like I was growing at the rate that I should be. And let me just tell you, comparison is seriously the thief of joy. I know that that's so cliche, but it's true. It is so true. Whenever I started looking at, okay, what is unique about my channel? What is unique about the content that I post? I started focusing more on what I want to post and what I want to upload and what I felt was right to have on my channel. And I started becoming more and more and more and more inspired. I started feeling like there's no limit to the ideas that I can come up with, to the content that I can provide you guys. And here we are. Like, because of that and because I had that shift, I felt like I was able to actually reach this goal. So I felt like I couldn't go on to another video and not mention that. I just want to say thank you again to 1,000 subscribers and to 2,000, like to 2,000s more. I'm so excited. And please, as always, just let me know what you want to see from me. Vlogmas is coming up. I do plan to do 12 days of Vlogmas. I do feel like that's kind of that sweet spot for me, because I think it's a little bit difficult for me to post every single day in December, but I love doing 12 days of Vlogmas. So I've already started mapping out some content ideas and video ideas that I have, but you are always welcome to share ideas with me. But yes, anyways, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I love you guys so much. I don't think you realize how much y'all make my day. Seriously, there are times I'm at work and I see a comment come through, like through a YouTube notification, and it just makes my day. I love that you guys watch. I feel so honored and so blessed and just all of the warm fuzzy feelings that y'all watch my videos and that you comment, like it means the world. So it really does mean the world. So just thank you. So without further ado, let's get into the Sephora haul. I'm so sorry for the long-winded intro. All right, so as I said, I did stick to my list. I only purchased 4 products. I actually did go in store yesterday into Sephora. I thought about staying up late Halloween night and doing my order online, but I decided against it because first off, I was really tired. I didn't feel like staying up, like just full disclosure, I didn't. And so I fell asleep, and then I woke up the next morning and I was rushing, and then I was super busy all day long Friday at work that I didn't even have time to like look then. So I was like, you know what? I'm going after work, and I'm so glad because pretty much everything I wanted was in stock. Firstly, I did pick up the new Milk Makeup Primer. This is the Hydro Grip and Glow Primer. Here is what the box looks like, very simple. And then here is what the primer looks like. So very similar packaging. However, this one of course has a glow to it. I will try this on again in the video today, but I am so hopeful about this. I absolutely love the original Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer so much that I have really high hopes for this one. I have high expectations. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I love that primer so much that I really am hopeful that this one will provide me something good. So I did purchase that. I also decided to pick up because I've just been so interested about it, and it's the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation. Here is the outer packaging. I did pick up the shade Chai 210B, and I am wearing this today. I do feel like this is a pretty good shade match, to be honest. And here's what the foundation looks like. The packaging definitely reminds me so much of the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Skin Tint. I don't know if y'all remember that. I think that's since been discontinued, but the packaging does remind me so much of that product. And so far, I'm not like blown off, like my socks have not been blown off by any means, but I realized that there are so many factors when trying this out. I used a new primer. You will see, I used a new powder. I feel like I used a sponge that soaked up some product, so that also obviously plays into effect, but it's not like it was sitting ugly on my skin. Nothing like that. It was more so that I didn't feel like it had the coverage that I wanted. And then also the finish, like the finish was nothing like I usually like something a little bit like glowy or something satin, or I thought with this being an airbrush kind of finished foundation, I thought that maybe this would be very smoothing on the skin, and I did not feel that that was the case. So I will continue testing this one out, but I did pick it up. And then I did get a powder. I mentioned in like the get ready with me portion of the video that I have been flying through powders this year. I feel like I have finished up 3 or 4 powders. Loose setting powder is something that I wear every single day without I do not skip that step, right? I always set my face. And because of that, I was like, you know what? I want to try a new high-end loose setting powder, and I've heard great things about the Makeup by Mario one. So this is the Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. So here's what the carton looks like. I did get the shade 2 Neutral Light. Same thing, I do feel like it's a good shade match for me. Here is what the powder looks like. I've heard great things about this one. I've heard from Andrea Mattiliano. Who else? I think it was also JC Jazz. I think she also really liked this one too, that it's just very nice and blurring on the skin. And I have to say, I do agree with that. I do feel like my skin looks really nice and blurred. I felt like it really just set the products down. So yeah, I mean, so far so good. That might be my favorite products that I did pick up. Lastly, I did decide to go ahead and pick up the Urban Decay Moon Dust Eyeshadow Quad. I was so excited whenever this released that I wanted to pick it up. I have the ones from, I think it was last year, and I love them so much. I use them all the time that I was like, you know what, let's just pick it up. And this is what the outer packaging looks like. Super cute and minimalist. And then of course it has the shades in here. And then here's what the packaging looks like. So I really like this packaging. I love how simplistic it is, especially in comparison to last year's. And then here are the 4 shades, absolutely beautiful. And I did of course use this today as well to create an eye look. So that is everything so far that I have picked up. And I had in my cart the Easy Blur primer, but because I already was interested in the milk one, I decided against it. I'm gonna continue thinking about it. What else? I was so upset. I actually I feel like I got duped, or I was victimized, if you will, by capitalism, literally, because I wanted that Fleur set. It was, I'll put a picture of it on the screen because I can't, it's basically a set with 3 mini fragrances from them. It had Missing Person, Father Figure, and Vanilla Skin. And I love Missing Person so much. It's literally one of my favorite scents of all time. And then Vanilla Skin I have in the Fragrance Mist, and I really like it. And so I wanted Father Figure as well because I thought it smelled really good. Anyways, whenever that set released, it was $28. That set was $28. I remember thinking, wow, like this is such a great deal. Like I have to pick this up because I already love Missing Person and I really want the other 2 fragrances in that travel size. Here I am. Why? Tell me why I am on the app on Friday, November 1st in the morning, because again, I'm looking at my cart and it had gone up to $36. $36. So minus my 20% off, I'm basically paying what I would have paid if I would have just bought it full price at the original $28 price. So I'm frustrated. I'm honestly kind of like protesting. Like I feel like I'm pissed. I don't want to buy it anymore. So we shall see if I pick up that set. It's still a great deal, even at $36. It's just, I knew it was $28. I knew it. I even have the screen recording to prove it. So anyways, that is everything that I picked up. Let me know what you picked up. If you love any of the items I picked up, I would love to hear from you. But let's go ahead and get into the try on portion where I share how I created this look. All right, so let's go ahead and go in with some primer. So of course I'm going to go in with the Milk Grip and Glow primer. And you guys know how much I love the original Milk Hydro Grip primer, that I really wanted to try this out. I have heard from various sources that you should go in with a light amount. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go in with about that much right there and just apply this onto the skin. I literally got in today my new Trick or Treat mirror from Glamlight. It's so cute. Very sad that it came in after Halloween, but that's okay. Okay, so I went ahead and put some of this primer on, and I have to say, I don't notice like an intense amount of glow. Like, I don't know. It kind of looks similar to the original Hydro Grip, so that's kind of weird. Okay, now let's go ahead and go in with this new Huda Beauty foundation. I'm really excited about this one. This one is the Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation, and I picked up the shade Chai 210B. So I have heard really great things about this one. I watch Andrea Mattiliano here on YouTube, Juicy Jazz. Who else has been loving this one? I feel like there's just been like a lot of just buzz around this foundation. So really excited to try this one out. The packaging definitely reminds me of the Fenty, what was it? Like the Eavesdrop, like blur tint. So I feel like it's kind of giving similar vibes. I am gonna go in with my e.l.f. This is the Total Face Sponge. And let's see how this goes on. I did wait a little bit, by the way, for the Milk Makeup primer to just kind of like sink in a little bit. But let me know down below, did you guys buy anything from the Sephora sale? If you are Rouge, I understand it hasn't started for everyone. But because I am Rouge, I definitely like to take advantage of the fact that not everyone is shopping yet because, you know, stuff sells out. I'm trying to decide if I want to get the new Huda Beauty palette. A part of me, because it is already, I think it's sold out currently on Sephora's website as we speak. I feel like because of that, it's kind of like a sign, like I'm kind of taking it as a sign that maybe I don't need it. So far, I feel like my sponge soaked up a lot of product, so I'm going in with more, and I don't feel like that would be the case if you were using a brush, so keep that in mind. I feel like with Black Friday around the corner, literally at the end of this month, I just kind of feel like it makes sense if you want to skip the Sephora sale, because Black Friday tends to definitely have more sales when it comes to makeup. But I try to keep in mind, like, okay, what brands do Black Friday sales? What brands don't? And then of course, like, how badly do I want the product? Like, can I wait? Or is it something that I feel like I want right away? Okay, so initial impressions. I'm not loving this foundation. It doesn't look bad. I just feel like it's nothing to write home about. Here's what my skin is looking like. You can definitely still see my skin peeking through. I do not feel like it covered up all of my redness. That is okay with me because I do still go in with concealer, so that's not like a complete bust, but I just feel like I want something a little bit more when I go in with my foundation. It could be the sponge. I know that if I went in with a brush, I would get more coverage. I am just not someone who usually applies their foundation with a brush, so I like to just kind of like keep things for consistency purpose, consistent to how I would actually use them. So there's that. I don't know. I just don't know if this is revolutionary. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I have something in my collection that I could probably get to this same effect with, if that makes sense. So keep in mind, I'm also testing out a new primer. So maybe with a different primer, I will enjoy it more. Maybe this will wear really well. I mean, there are so many factors that play into whether or not I like a foundation. Now I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Radiance Concealer. This is just in my Shop My Stash. So I just wanted to pull for something that I already had. Speaking of that, I do need to do another everyday makeup drawer, so stay tuned for that. Please let me know what content you want to see from me. I have some ideas, of course, of, you know, videos that I want to film, or maybe videos that I have filmed in the past that I feel like it's time for another, like a redo, basically. But let me know if you have anything in mind specifically. I do want to do like a fall get ready with me where my makeup look is very warm toned, where it's maybe something that I would wear to like a pumpkin patch or something. Although I'm so sad I did miss pumpkin patch season, I feel like, because I feel like October is the only month around here that we can go to pumpkin patches. I'll probably still do research and see what I can find around, but I feel like usually the end of October is when they end. Okay, so I feel like going in with concealer kind of gave me the additional coverage that I wanted, that I needed, that I felt like I wanted to have from that foundation. As I was blending out my concealer, I did come to think it could be the sponge. It could be the sponge because I feel like, and maybe it's just in my head, but I feel like whenever I use a sponge more than once, I feel like it starts to get like its groove again. I feel similarly with brushes. What I do, and I'm sorry if this is gross, but it's just what's worked for me, is I use the same sponge for about a week and then I switch it out. And then I like reach for something that I've washed recently. And I do that because I don't feel like I need to switch my sponge every single time I do my makeup, but that could be why I'm not loving the way that the foundation is sitting on the skin. But I will continue playing with it, and hopefully I will do like a Sephora haul, like how is my purchase, how are the products, am I loving them, like kind of like my thoughts. Okay, now, so I'm kind of cheating. This is not a new Sephora product, but I did go to Ulta as well because I saw that they finally started carrying the new e.l.f. liquid bronzers. These are the Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contours, and I really was curious to try these out. So this is the shade 3 Light. I was debating between shade 2 or 3, but I decided to go in with the shade, what is this? 3. And it looks just like the Camo liquid blushes. So I feel like it's probably very similar formulas. I also did decide to purchase the brush that they released with the liquid bronzer. This is the Liquid Bronzer and Contour Duo, and I have really enjoyed e.l.f.'s brushes in the past, so I wanted to purchase this one. And I think I might use like the more like flat, denser side. We'll see, but let's go ahead and test this one. Again, I'm sorry, I know this isn't a Sephora product, but I didn't buy a bronzer from Sephora, so I feel like it's okay for me to test out this product. So let's try it. I'm like, do I want to try? Yeah. Ooh, this is very pigmented. And I do feel like this is a good shade for me. I just started with half of my face because I wasn't sure how quickly to work with these, but I think that looks really nice. It's definitely like a matte formula. Like I'm not getting much glow from this, which is okay. Just something to note. I tend to love something a little bit more luminous, or like something that'll give me a little bit of a glow. But I definitely have matte blushes in my collection, even cream and liquid matte blushes, or matte bronzers, I'm sorry. So it doesn't make it bad. It's just, again, I feel like I have a preference, and I usually like something just to kind of add some dimension, you know, like to the skin, something a little bit glowy. This is a very dense brush, I have to say. Like it's doing the job, but I feel like if I went in with this one, and maybe I should, I feel like I would be done a lot faster. I feel like I still like the Complexion Duo brush from e.l.f. over this one. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to my sponge and just make sure everything is blended nicely. I don't know, like, what is going on today that I feel so indifferent about everything? I don't know. Let me add a little bit more to each side, but I'm gonna use the other side of the brush. Maybe it's the denser side of the brush that I didn't love. I feel like I'm very indifferent today. I don't know what's going on. Interesting. I'm not like blown away. It's blending fine. It's pigmented. Like, I think it's just me just not like instantly, again, like blown away. And maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It could be the brush. It could be, like, I have no idea. It did bronze up the skin. I feel like I need to blend more right there. I don't know. I just like, I feel like I have a lot of redness right here. And maybe that's what's throwing me off a little bit. Okay, so it bronzed up the skin. I don't know. I'm a little bit indifferent, to be honest. I need to play around with this liquid bronzer from e.l.f. a lot more to kind of gain my thoughts. Maybe I need to, instead of doing dots, maybe I need to draw stripes. Maybe I need to use a different brush. I mean, there's a lot, again, of different factors. Now let's go in with blush because that's another product that I did not purchase during the sale. So I did purchase a few things from Profusion. They were doing a 25% off site-wide sale the last weekend in October, and I purchased a few things from their like Gothic Magic, like I don't know if it was their Halloween collection, but kind of. And I got 2 of their blushes. So this one is in the shade Blush Alchemy. And I think this is what I'm gonna go in with today because I didn't buy a blush from Sephora, and honestly, I'm just really curious to see how this will perform. I kind of got a lot on my brush, so I'm just very lightly dabbing between my 2 cheeks here to blend out the blush. Ooh, that's really pretty. All right, now back on track with Sephora products. I did pick up this setting powder. I'm super excited about it. This is from Makeup by Mario, and it's the Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder, and I did pick up the shade 2 Neutral Light. I'm so excited about this. I feel like powder has been something that I've been kind of finishing up as of late. I've been just kind of like flying through some of my powders. So I felt like it was okay for me to bring in another powder into my collection, and I'm really excited about this one. Again, heard great things about this one, specifically from Andrea Mattiliano. So let's see how this one will do. I'm gonna go in, as always, with this very old and discontinued BH Cosmetics brush. It was from the Nazanin Kavari brush set. So far, it feels very finely milled. Yeah, this is very, very smoothing. Now I want to go in and put some underneath my eyes. I'm very curious how it will perform underneath the eyes. This puff, by the way, is from Shop Miss A, so it's AOA Studio. I really like it. Okay, now I'm just dusting away the excess powder. Yeah, I feel like this is very, very blurring on the skin. Okay, so I feel like I like the powder so far from Makeup by Mario. It did seem to just like blur the skin, and it's not the most blurring underneath the eyes, but I have very finicky, I'm very picky with my under eyes, to be honest. So, but so far this does feel really nice and smooth. I definitely feel like it sets the skin, which is really nice. With powder though, I'm always curious to know, okay, how did my makeup wear? Did this powder help prolong my makeup? That kind of thing. So far so good with that one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and speed through some of the rest of the things. I'm going to further bronze up the skin, apply more blush and highlight and all of that, do the brows, eyeshadow primer and all of that, and then we'll get into more products from the haul. Okay, so I did a few steps off camera. I did want to add more bronzer, so I went in with a just current favorite of mine. This is from JCat Beauty. It's the Golden Soleil Baked Bronzer. Love this stuff. Again, I wanted to go in with more blush, so I did go in with this one from Fenty. This is the Fenty Cheeks Suede Powder Blush in the shade Bacon Cakes. Really, really love this one, and I think this color is just beautiful. So I love the look that it gives on the cheeks. And then another Fenty product, this is the highlights that I am wearing. This is the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in the shade Pretty Pearls, which is very pretty as well. So now my next Sephora product is actually a little eyeshadow quad. I definitely have been thinking about this product ever since it first released. This is from Urban Decay, and it is their Moon Dust Space Cowboy Eyeshadow Quad palette. And I swatched this in Sephora maybe about a month ago, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. So here's what this one looks like. I love the packaging. I do have the palettes from last year. Let me actually pull those out. I'm pretty sure these were the palettes from last year. I do have both of them. So this one was easily a favorite of mine. This is the Moon Dust Space Rider. And here is what this palette looks like. I love, love, love the shades in here. I think, of course, my favorite has to be Space Cowboy or the shade Wild Dipper. So here is last year's, and then the other palette that they released last year that after I fell in love with this one, I was like, you know what? Let me just get the second one. And the second one is Galactic Cowgirl. And I just think this one is stunning as well. So anyways, I love that they have kind of kept up with that momentum and came out with another quad, but I so much prefer this packaging. I love that it's just all in one place. It's not long like the other ones, and this is probably gonna be easier to store. So I think I'm just gonna create a look using this today. Something very simple. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do this look, but I definitely want to play around with this. So I think what I'm going to do is start out with this shade right here, which is kind of like the deeper brown. And I'm going to put this in the crease kind of. I guess I could probably use my finger for this, but yeah, I think I'm gonna use my finger because that's getting me absolutely nowhere. So I think what I'm gonna do is use my finger to kind of almost make my own crease and deepen out this outer corner using that just kind of like darker brown shimmer shade. And as you can see, it kind of created a little bit of depth. I like doing this with shimmer shades. I have the Rowan 1111 quad, and I do the same thing with that quad, and I kind of just like map out with my finger where I would like basically put a powder. Those are more cream shadows. This is definitely a powder, but instead of using a brush, I just kind of mimic, I guess, what I would do, but with my finger. Like what I would do with a brush with my finger, if that makes sense. Okay, then I think I want to go in now with this shade. I'm going to go in with this shade now, this one right here, and I'm going to kind of like have this like bleed into the crease, like, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but just kind of like tapping it right in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I feel like you can. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. I kind of do a similar look with the Rowan quad. Okay, I think you can tell. Now, I'm so excited because this is probably the shade that I was most excited for, and I want to say this one is called A-List Energy. No, I think it's called Sparkle Hour because it's Space Cowboy Rides Again, Sparkle Hour, A-List Energy, and then Lunar Lit. Okay, it's very confusing, but basically I'm gonna go in with this shade right here and put this all over the lid. This one probably is gonna be my favorite shade just based off of swatches. And yeah, like this is, as you can see, just very, very impactful on the lids. I didn't go in with my NYX glitter primer. I definitely could have, but because this is just an all shimmer look, I was like, it's fine. But there you have it. Very, very beautiful. I think now I'm gonna go into that deep brown shade again and just kind of like further build up the crease again. Okay. And then because we've literally used every single shade, or almost every single shade, the 3 shades, I feel like I have to go in with the last shade, right, to make it work, or to finish this off. So I'm gonna go in with Space Cowboy Rides again, which is the shade right here. And I'm going to get my pinky and just put this in the inner corner to basically highlight the inner corner. That is really, really pretty. It's stunning. Hopefully you guys can see this, okay? Yeah, very pretty. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara and then we'll be back to finish out the look. Okay, so here is the completed eye look using that new Urban Decay Moondust Quad. And I did go in with some mascara. This is the Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara, and it's just a mini that I'm trying to finish up. And I really like the way that mascara just makes my lashes look. I think it's really good, but I do like the look. I feel like I need to go sit in front of a mirror like further away and see just overall how the makeup looks. But let me zoom out, and we have to put on a lip. I feel like this look is just begging for a lip color. Because I loved the NYX, like the other NYX like swirl glosses that I tried, I did decide to go ahead and just bite the bullet and purchase the last one. So let's go ahead and put this one on the lips. This one is in the shade Hot Cocoa Swirl. And no scent. I really thought there was gonna be a scent for some reason. I don't know why. Ooh. I was expecting something a lot more nude, but wow, that is beautiful. Ooh, I really, really like that lip color. I was not expecting it to be kind of like brown like that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. I do really like that color. Okay. So really quickly, let me go over, because I feel like this video is seriously gonna be so long, so I'm so sorry. But really quickly, let me go over everything that I did purchase from the sale and that I tried on today. So firstly, with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip and Glow Primer, I have to keep trying this one. I love the original Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer so much. It's seriously probably one of my favorite primers ever. And so this one, I have high expectations. I do. I hate to say that, but I do. But for me, I think it's going to be, what is the difference between this one and the original? And can this one give me something different? Can this one actually give me that glow? So the jury is still out with this one. The jury is also still out with the Huda Beauty Easy Blur. I feel like so far, I'm not loving this one. I'm not like as impressed as I thought I was going to be. However, please, please, please keep in mind, there are so many factors. I tried a new primer today. I used a sponge that I felt like soaked up quite a bit of product, so I had to go in with another layer. So I just feel like there's a lot of factors. I am not writing this out yet. I'm not writing this off yet. I want to keep playing around with it. So I will definitely keep you posted on this one. I'm going to pull it into my next everyday makeup drawer to try it out some more. So don't worry, I'm not giving this a thumbs down. I just need to play around with this one some more. But right off the bat, I just don't feel like it's anything to write home about. So there's that. Then we have the Makeup by Mario loose powder. So this I actually probably like the most out of everything. I guess besides the eyeshadow palette. But anyways, I feel like this did a really, really nice job at setting the skin. I don't feel any tackiness. I'm looking at my skin right now and I do feel like it looks very nice and blurred and very just like smooth on the skin. So this one, so far so good, but again, I have to see, how does my makeup wear? Does it help in the makeup longevity category or what? So I will definitely keep you posted. And then lastly, the final product I picked up is this Urban Decay Moon Dust little eyeshadow quad here. I am really, really happy with the look. I think it's very pretty. I think it's very ethereal. But this is probably going to be a palette that I reach for whenever I want a really, really quick just eyeshadow look. Maybe I don't want to have to fuss too much with like a palette, like a full-blown palette. I will probably go in with this one. But anyways, I also really like the gloss, by the way. I think this is a beautiful shade. I know that that's not really what this was about, but I'm really happy with this one. And then as far as the bronzer, I feel like very similar thoughts with like everything, like with the primer, with the foundation. Like I'm just not completely sold on this bronzer, so I will still continue to use this one. I will say I'm very glad that I picked up the shade 3 Light, because I do feel like this was not as pigmented as I thought it was going to be. Still pigmented, but just not as fully pigmented, I guess, I thought it was going to be. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this Sephora haul and try on. I threw in a little bit of other products here and there as well, so hopefully you didn't mind me doing that. Comment down below, are you participating in the Sephora sale? Are you picking anything up? Do you love any of the products that I picked up? Like for instance, have you tried this Huda Beauty foundation? I'm very curious. I may or may not pick up more items from the sale. We'll see. I will definitely keep you posted if I do. But everything will be linked down below. Some of those links may be affiliated links. If you choose to shop through those links, I will receive a small kickback. So if you do that, I really appreciate it. And I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. However, there is no pressure, but everything will be linked down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my YouTube channel family here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.